NBA Today starts right now. We begin our show, though, with news out of Milwaukee. The Bucks and Giannis, they're in a disagreement over whether or not the superstar will play another game this season. That's according to our senior insider, SHAMS. Now, today, the Players Association weighed in. Remember, Antetokounmpo, he's missed the last 4 games. That brings the total number of games he has missed this season to 35 as he's dealt with those various leg injuries. But the central question here is this. Is he healthy enough to play? And here is the development within the last hour with the Players Association releasing this statement. Stay with me here. It says in part, quote, the player participation policy was designed by the league to hold teams accountable and ensure that when all-stars, like Giannis, is healthy and ready to play, that he's on the court. Unfortunately, they continue, anti-tanking policies are only as effective as their enforcement. Fans, broadcast partners, the integrity of the game itself will continue to suffer as long as ownership goes unchecked. We look forward to collaborating with the NBA on meaningful new proposals that will directly address and discourage tanking. Okay, there is a lot there as we say hello to Shams Charania. Let's sort through this a little bit, Shams. What more details can you give us on the situation between the Giannis, the Bucks, and the Players Association here?
Look, my understanding is the NBPA has had conversations with Giannis and his reps, and they believe from those conversations that Giannis feels he's healthy enough that he wants to play when he's right, while the Bucks clearly have also been on the other side of this where they disagree. They believe it's best for him to shut down for the remainder of the season, prioritizing his future, the team's future. He's had 5 different injuries this season. Their season is effectively over as well. So the NBPA officials want the league to look into this more, and the NBA, as it does with all of these player participation policy cases, they will look into it. They'll continue to monitor it, examine it. He's been out the last 3 games, so how much more further does this extend? Does this really get to the end of the season without Giannis playing? And the NBPA's overarching point on all this is about tanking and getting a seat at the table with the NBA as far as having their own proposals, their own ideas on how to curb this, with this Bucks example being the latest at the forefront of the league.
Okay, so we do expect the NBA to be looking into this further. Shams, thank you very much for that insight as we welcome you all inside our Los Angeles studio. Danny Green, Brian Windhorst, Tim McMahon. Brian, I want to start with you here because I hear all that, and yet I'm not sure tanking is, in this example, what is central in this issue.
Let's take the tanking thing. We know about that. Let's push that aside.
And if Brian's pushing it to the side, he's the first person to put tanking front and center.
This is a failure to communicate. It's a failure to communicate between Giannis and the Bucks. It's a failure to get on the same page, just like it was at trade season. We just saw Ramona Shelburne have that article last week quoting the Bucks ownership, saying, if Giannis doesn't extend, we're going to trade him. Don't you think that's a discussion they would have with him? And at the risk of parodying myself,
oh, here it goes.
Why would the Bucks not want to play Giannis? Why? Why would they not want to play him? They don't want to play him because they do not want him to get hurt.
Right.
Because he's gotten hurt 5 times. Do they care about him and want the best for him? Of course. But Danny, why do they not want him to get hurt?
I would assume they want a better draft pick.
And protect their trade assets.
Now we've got it. If they wanted a better draft pick, they wouldn't have tried to win when he was injured earlier. They won while he was injured, and they've screwed their draft position. Maybe they will get lucky, and they will hop up, and basketball karma will go. But this is a team that doesn't want the player to play so that he doesn't get hurt, so that he can be traded for a higher value. They will not say this, but this is what their actions are very clearly sending.
The Bucks have dug themselves into purgatory by constantly doing whatever Giannis wants year after year after year. That's how they got to this situation. They have to look out for the best interest of the franchise. The best interest of the franchise is to maximize the value they get for Giannis this summer in a trade, okay? And these games are meaningless. The Bucks are not making the play-in. The Bucks stink, okay? By the way, the Bucks are perfectly capable of losing with Giannis on the court. They've lost 9 of the last 12 games with him on the court. This is not about tanking. This is about protecting the trade value, and their only way to have any reasonable hope out of purgatory is to get a massive haul for Giannis in the trade market this summer. They can't do that if he suffers a catastrophic injury, which is the concern, especially considering the repeated calf strains.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a bit torn because I love what Giannis's approach is. I love that he wants to play.
Absolutely.
But you have to save him from himself. He's had that calf injury multiple times. One could argue his value could go up if you show that how healthy he is and what he can play, what he could do for your group. But they have lost with him when he's come back on the floor. So it doesn't make sense in my mind. So I'm a little bit, let's say, torn between should we shut him down, should we play him? But ultimately, he should rest and sit because it makes sense for both parties.
Well, and ultimately, I am not. You're not a doctor, and so what we so what we can't sit up here and adjudicate is whether or not Giannis is actually healthy right now. That isn't something that we are able to do, and without that makes this very, very complicated. But I'm not surprised. It is the Players Association job to weigh in on this, and we will certainly keep you updated as this endless saga continues. I kind of matched the Bucks background a little bit here. All right, let's get to some action. The Red Hot Lakers, they were in Detroit last night. Here is how this one went down. Remember, no Cade Cunningham.
Nasty
LeBron
boys.
James, though, he finished the first half scoreless. That hasn't happened a whole lot. Didn't continue, though, into the third quarter here.
Yeah, no, that pinky got better in the second half, knocked down a tray ball.
Lakers cut the deficit to 11, and then here comes Luka Doncic. 32 points, 7 rebounds, 6 assists. The Lakers come back from down 16 to tie it. So here we go, Tim. It was Dennis Jenkins who responded every time the Lakers went on a run.
I mean, what a success story from a developmental prospect, a two-way dude, got a standard contract and lighten up the Lakers in this one.
Final seconds here. It's a 1-point game. Austin Reeves goes to the cup and gets that one to go. So now it's a 1-point swing for the Los Angeles Lakers. And then the other way, what did we say? You got to watch that man.
How about a career-high 30 points for Dennis Jenkins in this one?
He's been sensational without Cade Cunningham in the lineup, and the Pistons take a 1-point lead. This is the ensuing Lakers possession here. 19 seconds to go. The Lakers, they have to foul after Luka can't quite get this one off. He has been making those shots over and over again in that stretch, and there's the foul we mentioned. After 2 made free throws, the Lakers trail by 3.
The pass just wasn't there.
Tobias Harris
got a tip on it.
Tobias Harris
There you go.
Great play.
Luka Doncic, though, he makes his shot before. Pivot. Online, just a little bit short. So the Pistons snap the Lakers' win streak. Detroit holds on to get the win 113-110. And we mentioned they've been kind of okay. They've been just fine without Cade this season. They've gone 8-2 without their star. That 800 win percentage, not only better than their record with Cade Cunningham. No, we're not saying they're better without Cade, but it is better than every team's record this season. On the flip side, though, LeBron, he kept it short and sweet when he was talking about his new role with the Lakers. Take a listen.
It's the role that I'm playing for the ball club. In order for us to win ball games, it's the role that I'm playing, and it's just how the game is going.
That's what's required of him. It is what it is. The Lakers' 9-game winning streak, it is over, but it is the longest since they won the title in 1920. I learned something, though, I think, about the Lakers during this stretch. What about you, Bri?
Well, if you look at their big three that really were struggling with playing together, I mean, their numbers were, frankly, losing numbers coming into this stretch, with LeBron changing his role a little bit, with all of them being healthy. Let's not forget that health, and also Rui Hachimura and Marcus Smart were not healthy last night, but they've been healthy in this stretch. That was able to get some traction that you can build on going forward.
And you had to wonder, would Jenkins go for 30 if Marcus Smart was maybe on him?
Maybe not, but I mean, on the flip side, Detroit was missing Cade Cunningham and Isaiah Stewart. Other better players, so there's no excuse
There you go.
But the Lakers have shown some growth, and defensively, I like their activity. They've been moving around, offensively scrambling. Like you said, they only played like 13 games previous to this with their big three, so they didn't have a lot of minutes on the road together. So they're finally getting a rhythm, but they're showing some defensive growth and some end-of-game clutch plays that Greg St. Jean, JJ's drawn up. So, and
by the way,
guys like X Factor step up.
That was a really good play that they had drawn up that had freed Luka for a 3, but Tobias Harris tipped it.
Exactly.
But I do think the biggest takeaway from the month of March, where this is their first loss all month, is that trio can fit together. That trio can thrive together. And look, was LeBron thrilled that he went scoreless in the first half? Obviously not. But since he's willingly kind of accepted the called a backseat role, the third option role, he has been remarkably efficient, dominant in that.
What if I told you the Golden State Warriors were not just interested in Giannis Antetokounmpo, they were ready to throw a real monster package on the table? Yeah, that's the part that should make Dub Nation sit up straight, because this was not random social media noise. ESPN's Ramona Shelburne reported that Milwaukee's asking price for Giannis before the deadline was enormous, and that Golden State's offer included 4 unprotected first-round picks. 4 unprotected. Yeah, that tells you the Warriors were not playing around. It also tells you something even bigger. This franchise still believes Stephen Curry deserves one more giant swing at a championship. And let's be honest, Warriors fans instantly saw the vision. Steph Curry's gravity on one side, Giannis smashing the paint on the other. Come on now, what is a defense supposed to do with that? You can't trap Steph too hard because Giannis is already diving into open space. You can't build a wall for Giannis because Steph is relocating into a clean three. One bends the floor, one breaks the rim. That is not just star power, that is basketball panic. That is the kind of pairing that could reset the entire league overnight. This is exactly why the Warriors kept showing up in the reporting alongside teams like the Heat, Knicks, and Timberwolves as serious suitors. But here's where their story gets wild. The Warriors were aggressive, yes, but the Bucks were asking for the moon. Shelburne reported one team executive described Milwaukee's price as basically all our draft picks and good young players. And that right there is why Golden State's offer never gained much momentum. The Warriors had picks, they had urgency, they had the dream, but Milwaukee reportedly wanted younger building blocks at the level of players like VJ Edgecombe or Evan Mobley. That is a different kind of ask. That is Milwaukee saying, if we trade Giannis, we are not just cashing out, we are rebuilding with premium youth. Still, here's why this is favorable for the Warriors. Number one, they acted like a real contender. They did not sit on their hands. They did not hide behind excuses. They looked at Steph's timeline, looked at the state of the West, looked at the possibility of Giannis hitting the market, and they got aggressive. Number two, the story might not be dead at all. NBC Sports Bay Area reported after the deadline that Golden State hoped to revisit the pursuit in the offseason. And now the pressure on Milwaukee looks even hotter. Bucks co-owner Wes Edens has since said the team will either extend Giannis or trade him before next season, which means this summer could become the real decision point. And if that door cracks open again, do not be shocked if the Warriors come storming right back through it. And then there's Giannis himself. Shams reported the Bucks wanted to shut him down for the rest of the season, but Giannis refused because he still wants to play. That matters to me. That tells you the competitive fire is still burning hot. Reuters also reported Milwaukee has slipped badly in the standings while Giannis has battled injuries, and the organization is staring at a crossroads. So if you're Golden State, you look at all that and you say, why wouldn't we be ready? You stay close to the situation, you keep the assets organized, you keep the pressure on. Because chances to pair a once-in-a-generation force like Giannis with a once-in-a-generation shooter like Steph do not come around twice. So my final take is simple. Even without a deal getting done, this rumor proved the Warriors still think like a championship organization. They are not satisfied with nostalgia. They are not satisfied with just being respectable. They are hunting something huge. And whether the Giannis move happens or not, I love the fact that Golden State is still willing to dream that big. Now I want your take. If the Bucks really put Giannis back on the table this summer, do you go all in and live with the cost? Drop your answer in the comments, hit like, subscribe, and let's keep talking Dub Nation basketball.